one of the exercises that you do to help people understand what's been important during that time, and looking at some gratitude. And you sent me a little task to build a, I don't think there was any sort of direction in terms of what to build, but I come up with this crazy rocket. And so I've been quite excited about this for like the last 2 weeks. I spent a whole 10 minutes trying to pull something together yesterday for this conversation. So, Lisa, you've seen it already.
I have. It's very impressive.
Yeah. So everybody else, brace yourself, because it'll change your world. So here we go. I almost feel like I need a drum roll here. So Lisa, do you want to give me a drum roll? Here it comes. Look at this. So this is my lockdown rocket. Okay, and I want to talk you through it. It's actually quite clever. I think it's clever anyway. It looks a little wrong and a little dodgy. However, everything I put together has been put on there for a reason and kind of represents my lockdown. So I don't know if you can see these very well. So I've got some varying emoji stickers around there with different expressions, and that's kind of represents my emotions through lockdown and how I've felt. You know, there's at times I've felt sad, happy, anxious, tearful, ill. So loads of different emotions, and I think we can all relate to that, certainly at the moment, certainly with children. I mean, you can back me up on this, Lisa, but I think the big difference between adult emotions and children's emotions is that we can provide a lot of logic around that. My head's just fell off my rocket. But we can provide a lot of logic around that as adults. However, you know, as children, they don't necessarily have that experience and that being able to process that logic. And I'll just pick up my head while you have a think about that. See, so there you go. That's probably another aspect of my lockdown, to be fair. I probably lost my head a few times during lockdown. But the idea was, so we'll go back to the rocket and look at the batteries at the bottom. So the idea is that the positives would always be pointing up, because I always see the positive side in everything. And the reason that my head's on top when it stays on is because I'm in control of my rocket. And I can control my emotions, and I can drive my rocket wherever I want. So although the situation may feel like it's out of control a little bit, there is certain aspects of the situation that I can control. So that's my rocket. I'm very impressed with it. I'm going to keep it. There is a reason that its head comes off. So we can sort of put our gratitude messages in, which I don't know if you want to go through that, Lisa, and how that works.
Yeah, so the idea is to take this lockdown, and I know that, you know, young people aren't able to go to school. However, this is a brilliant opportunity to develop lots of new skills, develop that independence, to do chores around the house, to be out in the garden, to take up baking. So a few of my young people have set weekly challenges to make various items just to keep them busy, and to develop that organization. So everything that you have we've learned or we've done a bit differently, we can write down in there and we can put it in there, and it just helps us think about the positives. I know, you know, lots of people have become friendly with the neighbours, more so than they were previously, and have been, you know, doing great games of Big Street Bingo, family quizzes, so spending much more time actually communicating, rather than quickly having a conversation in passing. And I think it is just an opportunity to sit back and think about all of the changes, and actually some of those changes are really positive.